Well, thanks for watching Numbskull News, and today we're going to talk about the SEC coming to Dallas in 2024, the inaugural season of Texas and OU joining the conference. Now, some people would tell you that they're doing this because they are intimidated by the Big 12. You're right, they got to get one over on the Big 12. Well, they're not. Let me put it just obvious like that. That's not the case. The case is Dallas-Fort Worth is an incredibly important market. As it stands right now, Texas and OU own Dallas and Fort Worth. They just do. I've been here for most of my life. Texas and OU are the biggest brands within the confines of the Metroplex. And I guarantee you what's happened is the SEC has looked at what has happened to A&M and their overall influence in Dallas-Fort Worth, and that has been greatly diminished since they left to the SEC. They don't want the same thing to happen to UT and Oklahoma. However, the same thing is going to happen to Texas and Oklahoma. It's inevitable, all right? And what the Big 12 is doing is going to aid in that dramatically. They are tying themselves to the Dallas Cowboys. So next year, the Big 12 will be in Frisco, the Star, which is the Dallas Cowboys practice facility. That's where they're going to have all their joint pro days going on with the Big 12. That's something that's going to continue moving forward, as is the Big 12 Media Days is going to continue to be in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Now, this is extraordinarily wise to do on multiple fronts. So, what the Big 12 wants to do is keep, all right, they want to keep the Dallas and Fort Worth Metroplex as far as being the heart of Big 12. Now, Texas has Austin, San Antonio. There's no way to pry that from them. Oklahoma, they're in Norman. They have Oklahoma City and the surrounding areas, pretty much the entire state of Oklahoma, outside of a few places like Stillwater. So you're not going to get that from them. But you can wrangle away the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And that'll happen on multiple fronts. First is the Big 12 marrying itself to the Dallas Cowboys. Understand the Dallas Cowboys are the biggest sports organization, the richest sports organization, the most international sports organization in the freaking world. Period. End of story. As a matter of fact, you could take the entirety of the SEC and it ain't jack shit compared to the brand of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking the entirety. All 16 teams in the SEC, including Texas and Oklahoma, ain't shit compared to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys own the state of Texas, period. There's no other team. I know there's the Texans down there in Houston. That's cute. Doesn't matter. It is Dallas Cowboy territory. As a matter of fact, so's New Mexico. As a matter of fact, so's Arizona. So's Southern California, for that matter. So the best thing the Big 12 can do, and one of the wisest things they have done so far, is tie themselves to the largest, biggest sports brand in the entire freaking planet. That's what they've done. Now, how is that going to help the Big 12 retain the Dallas and Fort Worth market for themselves and wrangle it away from the SEC? Make sure the SEC can't get it. The SEC is going to the Omni. The Omni Hotel. The Omni's really nice. I've been there. Cool place. It's in Dallas, and the Cowboy Stadium is right in the heart of the Metroplex, Arlington, Texas. It belongs to as much Dallas as it does Fort Worth. The mentality of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex liver, like myself, all right, the residents here. You have Dallas people and you have Fort Worth people. I'm a Fort Worth person. All right. I don't go to Dallas unless I have to. Period. And a lot of people in Dallas don't come to Fort Worth unless they have to. Both towns are cool. Both towns have a lot of shit to do. And there's a lot of places in the middle that's extraordinarily cool too. But the Cowboys were very, very wise in planting their flag right in the middle so that the entire Metroplex, which they've already adopted the Cowboys, but it basically cements it forever. So the Big 12 marrying themselves with the Cowboys, with that brand, it helps so many myriad of factors. Like I said before with A&M, when they went to and they used to have a really nice footprint here in Dallas Fort Worth. They still have one for all you Aggie fans out there. They still have a footprint here, but it's been diminished quite a bit since they left. Because people here in the DFW area, they're Big 12 fans. All right, there's a lot of Texas and OU fans, of course. But what's going to happen, you see, because Texas and OU, they're synonymous with the Big 12. So now that they have left to the SEC, and people in Dallas Fort Worth really don't give a shit about the SEC. We don't care. As much as the SEC people don't really care about the Big 12, here in Dallas Fort Worth, we really don't give a damn about what goes on in the SEC. To us, it might as well be Europe. Just to be frank about it. So now that Texas and OU have basically turned their backs on the hometown conference and have left, well, there's a lot of fans here. I know a lot of Texas fans that, their number one team is Texas. Their number two team is TCU because it's the hometown team. It's the hometown representation here in the Big 12. And what you're going to find is that's going to get flipped. So they'll still be fans of the Longhorns, yes. But there will be some hurt feelings. There will be passionate Big 12 fans that, even though they're Longhorn fans, are going to say, that's kind of crap. I'm still going to watch them. I'm still going to see how they do in the SEC. But that team here in the Big 12 in TCU is going to find a lot more former Longhorn fans now becoming associated with TCU. And I'm not saying all. And I'm not saying the people are going to stop being Longhorn fans here in the Metroplex. But they're going to start gravitating more towards TCU because they're a little tired of what the hell their number one school has done. All right, it's going to piss them off. They left for more money. Good for you. You left for more money. But you know what? TCU's a rock solid freaking team. And people here love TCU. The story of them last year, that has reverberations. So you have what TCU did last year, and then you contrast that with Texas saying, screw off, we want to go somewhere where we can make more money and be with the big brands. Okay, that's fine. But people here in Dallas-Fort Worth, that's an Austin team. That's an Austin. That's a whole nother town with a whole nother culture. You see what I'm saying here? I mean, people always became Longhorn fans around here because they were the University of Texas. They were the number one Texas team. Now they're just another team in the SEC. And I don't know, it's not going to feel the same for a lot of those people. I've already talked to some of my friends that are Longhorn fans, and they're like, you know what? They used to take a trip once a year down to Austin to see a game, or they may go see and here in Dallas, Texas and OU play in the Red River rivalry that they do every year. But it just kind of, some of that has lost its luster already. And now they're like, I still love my Longhorns, but you know what? I'm going to spend more of my time devoted to TCU because they're the Big 12 representation here now, the only representation in Dallas-Fort Worth for the Big 12. So you give it 5, maybe 10 years, and what you're going to see is that the Texas and OU stranglehold on the Metroplex, that grip they've had on this area is going to start to diminish. The SEC is just trying to slow that down or maybe find a way to stop it. There is no stopping it. It's already happening, and it's going to continue to happen. It's going to steamroll. It's going to get into full avalanche mode, just like it did with A&M. I don't think it's going to be as severe as it has been with A&M, but it very well could be. Because we're not talking about Big 12 schools here anymore. In Big 12 country, we're talking about SEC schools in Big 12 country. And the SEC coming and having their media days, like I said, it makes sense. It makes sense because this market, the DFW market, would represent the largest market in the SEC. All apologies to Atlanta. They're in Nashville this year, or Gainesville, or Tuscaloosa, or any of these other media markets within the SEC footprint, New Orleans. They ain't shit compared to Dallas-Fort Worth. This is a juggernaut. It really, truly is. And now, and you think just because you take Texas and Oklahoma that it's going to become SEC country, you got another thing coming. That ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. As a matter of fact, like I said, Texas and OU, their influence here is going to start diminishing. And the Big 12 marrying itself to the Dallas Cowboys, because, like I said before, that brand, that's the hometown team beyond anybody else. Well, all apologies to my TCU Horned Frogs. This is Dallas Cowboys country. More than the Big 12, more than the SEC or anybody else. I mean, far more. It's not even close. We love our Mavericks. We love our Texas Rangers. We love the Dallas Stars. We love the TCU Horned Frogs. A lot of people like the Longhorns. A lot of people like the Sooners. But they ain't shit compared to the Dallas Cowboys. Nothing compared to them. So for the Big 12 to get right up close and snuggle with Jerry Jones and the Jones family is the best thing they can do to really entrench themselves and ingratiate themselves into this market and keep it for the Big 12. That's exactly what's going to happen. It is inevitable. All right, I don't give a damn what anyone wants to write, what anyone says. I live in this bitch. I'm here every day. I work here, had my kids here, raised my kids here, and I will die here. I know my town. And Longhorns, Sooners, more and more people are going to say, you know what? Get the hell out. We're kind of done. This is Big 12 country. The SEC can come in for a little visit. And then what do? You get your ass back to Tuscaloosa. Get your ass back to Gainesville. Get your ass back to Athens. Back to Baton Rouge. Back to Austin. Back to Norman. Get the hell out of town. You can come in. You can have a visit. You go to Bob's Steak and Chop House. Get you a nice steak. Get you one of the big ass carrots they serve. And then tear your ass. Because this is our town. And it's always going to be our town. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Greg Sankey. What a turd factory. He just is. What a freaking turd factory. And I love the fact that our commissioner, Yormark, called his punk ass up. Say, hey, what's with those comments, sir? What's with all this, being out and brash and out loud, trying to do shit out in the, because we know how, Greg Sankey and the SEC operate, in the darkness, cover, sneak in your back window, slit your throat. That's how they like to do things. We're out in the open. Hey, this is what we want to do. Let's see if we can do it. Nothing wrong with that. And then what does he do? According to Brett Yormark, he said, well, that stuff was taken out of context. Was it? I don't think so. I don't think it was taken out of context at all. I think that was Brett Yormark being nice, being congenial, trying to, conduct business and do things the right way. Greg Sankey's a big fat turd. That's what he is. He's a punk. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm not saying he's not intelligent. I'm not saying he doesn't do a decent job for the SEC. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying he's a punk. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap. I'll be back with some other crap later. Bye.